Hello and welcome to another edition of Son of Kaiju Review. I'm Protomet.
I can't believe you actually remembered the name this time.
Yay!
I'm Tank.
And today we will be talking about Gamera vs. Guiron, the fifth Gamera movie.
How many are there total, you think?
12.
There would have been 13 if that trailer was...
Yeah, but that was more like a proof of concept. But...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's an alright movie.
Yeah, but it has some pretty significant problems. But
there's a lot of problems.
Yeah. So I suppose we should just jump into it and start talking about the plot, which starts with scientists receiving radio waves from outer space.
Excuse me.
No, there's no excuse for you.
Fair point.
Anyway, they get radio waves from outer space, and they don't know where they're coming from. As you do.
No, well, you know, it is coming from that hamster's butt over there.
Yeah, and I think at one point one of the scientists is like, yeah, we don't know where it's coming from, but there's no possible way that there's life out in outer space, despite the fact that the previous movie happened.
That had aliens.
Oh, I'm going to...
You hold back until we get to that.
I know. But once we get that far, oh, God.
So, pretty much, we get introduced to three little kids. You know, it's a Gamera movie. There's going to be kids.
We get a boy named Akio, his sister.
I don't think she has a name.
I'm pretty sure she has a name, but I can't remember, so we're just going to call her sister for the remainder of the movie.
Sounds good. And then Tim.
Yes, Tim, their Caucasian friend, because just like with the previous movie, they decided to just add in Caucasian characters, probably to try and help it appeal in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to grab my water bottle.
Yeah, go for it.
Should I grab one of your glass ones?
No, I'll be fine.
Okay.
So, yeah, they're up late, stargazing, when they spot what appears to be a shooting star or a spaceship.
A UFO!
UFO!
UFO. I haven't heard that in a long. Still makes me laugh.
But they get interrupted by Akio's mother, who basically questions why they're doing that, and she understands they're trying to find a new planet or a new star that they can name after themselves.
Yep.
Not realizing that in a few decades you could just do that with enough money.
You can just buy a star if you're rich enough.
That's not going to happen with me or Protomet here.
Anytime soon.
I have no interest in owning a star.
Neither do I. I have no idea how to take care of it.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's not even actually owning a star. It's just you get to name the star, or at the very least, the star gets named after you.
Mm. Yeah. So she just kind of slightly scolds them because
tells them to get to bed.
Okay.
The next morning, they decide to head out to go search for this
spaceship.
And they come across a police officer.
He's kind of incompetent.
A little bit, yeah. But he is...
He's practicing kendo, pretty much. And all of a sudden, his sweat rag gets shot off of his neck and sticks.
Because Tim has a suction dart gun.
Mm-hmm.
And he does that as a distraction so that Akio and his sister can get by.
Yep.
On one bike, but they get caught anyway.
It's against the law, apparently, to have two people on a bicycle. But what if it's a bicycle built for two?
Well, then that's a different situation. But it's not. It's a bicycle built for one.
I know. So they still get past technically after the police technically tells them he's going to shave their head eventually.
Stick a pin in that.
Yep.
Oh, I missed the dartboard. Now it's in the wall. It's gonna ruin my deposit.
Ha ha ha. And gee,
They find the spaceship.
they do find the spaceship, and you know, you think you would want to just show some people the spaceship, but these two little kids just enter it right away.
Well, they're dumb kids. So
Yeah.
They enter the spaceship, and then it takes off into outer space,
Yep.
leaving the little sister behind. And then for almost the remainder of the movie, she is going around trying to tell anyone who will listen that her brother and their friend were taken away by an alien spaceship, and nobody believes her, even though the previous movie happened. Like, none of the adults believe her until, like, the climax of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely hate that part, this part of the movie, because
I'm just going to be quiet for right now. Protomet's going to be on a little rant, so
I need to...
he's got the floor.
I need to collect myself. F the adults in this movie. They keep acting as though aliens don't exist, even though the previous movie happened. And for anybody trying to argue that maybe in the continuity of this movie, the previous movie didn't happen, that's BS, because they actually show footage of the previous movie in this movie, confirming that that movie actually existed. And considering that the UN was involved in that situation, why anyone would not believe in aliens is completely dumb. And so Akio's mom believes that he and Tim are just doing a prank, and so she just flat out ignores her daughter, who is straight up telling them no, an alien spaceship took them away. And then Tim's mother shows up, and Akio's sister tries to tell her, alien spaceship took my brother and Tim away. But she doesn't believe him. The police officer, he gets involved. He doesn't believe her. It isn't until very late in the movie when a bunch of scientists and news reporters show up, having somehow heard of the little girl's claim and actually believing her. Does anybody actually listen to her?
No. Do you need some aspirin now for your headache?
No, I don't have an...
Kind of looks like you have a head rash.
Like, I wanted to be more verbose, but I'm having a bit of muscle aches in the neck and chest area, so that's kind of holding me back. Slept on it weird, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so now, are you done with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what more I could say other than going into very sweary territory. It is my biggest complaint about this movie.
So the boys are in the spaceship. They end up going onto a planet.
But they do meet Gamera along the way.
Oh yes, they do meet Gamera, and Gamera's just probably thinking, "What are you two idiots doing in this?"
And then it turns out the spaceship is faster than Gamera, so Gamera has to keep going after them because he's a friend of all children. He's got to help them or something.
Sure.
So then they arrive on the planet.
Wait until the other later films.
So then the boys arrive on the planet Terra, which is largely desolate, but does have quite a bit of technology. Also, it has a silver Gauss called Space Gauss, and a giant knife-headed monster called Guiron.
Yes, Guiron. I like the look.
Oh, I agree. In terms of design, he is definitely one of my favorite Gamera monsters.
It's an interesting design because who thought, well, I'm thinking he would be technically maybe the Gigan of the Gamera series. Technically, because it has like the actual weaponry.
Yeah, okay, I can see where you're going with that. Yeah, I can agree with that.
And so Guiron pretty much
massacres the Space Gauss.
Yep.
Just chops it to little bitty beats.
Yep. And then he goes back into a hole.
Is that around this point that Akio and Tim meet the two aliens who are the last surviving members of their race on the planet Terra.
Yes, we believe they ate the rest of them.
Yeah, it's pretty heavily implied that they either murdered everybody else or ate them.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently they're cannibals.
Yeah, it doesn't get revealed right away that they eat other living creatures that aren't, animals.
Yeah.
But we're just going to come right out and say it. These two are a pair of cannibals, and that makes this movie very implicitly creepy.
Yes. And
the boys find this teleporting machine type thing that beams them into one of the buildings that have the cannibal ladies, pretty much.
Yeah, that's get like a moving floor.
Yep. What are with kids in Gamera movies and going into things they shouldn't? I'm okay.
What's with real life kids going into things they shouldn't?
What's with real life kids eating Tide Pods?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was media just blowing that out of proportion, but yeah. Granted, they probably also exacerbated the problem.
Yeah, probably. Alright. Now, back to the actual movie, I guess.
But yeah, the two alien ladies, they're acting all nice towards Tim and Akio and revealing as much information as they feel comfortable without revealing their hand, but...
Yeah. Then somehow they say they're going to repair
the spaceship
so they can go home.
Because apparently it got damaged when it arrived on Terra.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it didn't look like a crash landing to me, but okay. So they're in this. Akio and Tim are in this other room, just being kids, and then all of a sudden one of the aliens, I guess, hypnotize Akio.
Yep.
And tries to ask, is there any other creatures on your world like Gauss?
Yeah, because the kids recognize Gauss as being a Gauss.
Yeah.
Which surprises the two alien ladies because they weren't aware that
other creatures were around.
Yeah, so they telepathically question the boy about Gauss and learn about Gamera, and this is where the footage from the previous movie shows up.
Yep. We see the bee-butts.
Yes. We see Virus. And considering that this is all coming from the mind of a little child...
Yeah. I say that all the adults were men in black and the child's just got away. It's the only logical way that I can think. Okay, so then Gamera arrives on Terra
to save the two boys.
Yep.
The alien ladies unleash Guiron to deal with him. And he does so by shooting shurikens at his face.
Yep.
Which somehow incapacitates Gamera.
It looks like Gamera grabs snow to try to cauterize the wounds or something. I don't know how that would work.
I think he was trying to reduce the swelling.
Maybe.
I mean, you're not going to cauterize with something cold. You need heat for that.
He's like, that hurts.
And then he decides to go take a nap in a nearby lake.
Yep. And the boys are still...
And then they're given donuts and milk, which causes them to fall asleep. And then the alien ladies come in, they put Akio in a tube thing, and they shave his head with every intention of eating his brain.
Cannibalism.
Originally, they were just going to bring the boys along as snacks on their way to Earth.
Oh, all right.
But they figured, well, with Gamera here, we better,
Just eat them now.
Yeah, eat them now, get all the knowledge of Earth that we can, just directly, I guess.
Yep. Then,
I do have to wonder if these two are, like the norm on their planet in terms of, eating other sentient creatures, or if that's...
Or maybe they could be another species that is originally not from that planet.
No, they're from the planet. They act as though they're like a native life form of the planet.
Mm-hmm.
But I just wonder if they're the norm, or if they're just aberrations that nobody could stop and they ate everybody else on the planet or whatever.
Could be.
The alternative is that the entire society was cannibalistic, in which case, well, that's just
creepy.
That's just creepy and untenable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no way they could have gotten that advanced of technology as they had.
No.
If everybody's eating each other.
Yeah.
I think. I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure that... like, they claim to have control over nature, which includes gravity, apparently.
Yep. But
apparently they don't have enough control over nature to actually make, food that isn't each other.
Mm-hmm. They can make the water go in reverse.
Yes.
But that's the reason to bring out
Guiron.
Guiron, yep. And but it's still kind of interesting. Gamera comes back eventually.
Yeah, Gamera recovers, which distracts the two alien ladies before they can actually eat Akio's brain.
Yep.
But they did shave his head in preparation for it. So while the alien ladies are gone, Tim wakes up and sees Akio shaved bald and in this tube thing.
Yep.
And helps him out.
But I believe he hits him on the head to wake him up.
Yes, he lightly punches Akio in the head.
He's like, ah!
I mean, admittedly, that did the double punch of not only waking Akio up, but also causing him to reach up to touch the wound and realize, oh, hey, I'm bald now.
Yep. Yes, then Akio has to wear Tim's hat.
Thus, in doing so, becoming Tim for the rest of the movie, and thus Tim becomes Akio. That's just how the transitive property works.
Sure.
Yeah, if this were a regular Kaiju review episode, we would have poked fun at that and just referred to Akio as Tim for almost the remainder of the movie.
Probably.
But we can't really do that now.
Mm.
So,
yeah, but what do you do? The podcast. That's what we do.
yeah.
And then Guiron comes out and throws more shurikens.
Well, the reason that Guiron comes out is because Akio and... Because Tim's using his dart gun to try and hit the switch to release... Oh, wait, that's a bit later.
Yeah.
Ignore me.
Oh, so...
Actually, no, I think this is about the point where Gamera arrives on the planet.
Really?
I think so. I think they get distracted by Gamera showing up.
Yeah, that's right.
Then we get the fight between Gamera and Guiron. Which...
well, the first one.
Yeah.
Is... Guiron pretty much dominates a little bit,
And then during the confusion of all that, Akio and Tim manage to wake up and to try to flee the facility after learning that the alien ladies are cannibals.
Mm-hmm.
Which then ultimately results in a chase sequence between the alien ladies and the boys.
Mm-hmm. And
they manage to trick the ladies into getting teleported, and then they break the teleportation device's buttons off so they can't show up, except that the alien ladies just did a round trip and showed up anyway while they're trying to further break the buttons.
Yeah.
Stupid kids will be stupid.
Yep.
So then the alien ladies recapture the boys and put them in this, like, cone-shaped tube.
Yep. Kind of reminds me of...
A lot of cones in this movie. Mm-hmm. Like, the teleportation devices are cone-shaped. Mm-hmm. That tube thing that they put Akio in to shave his head was cone-shaped. Mm-hmm. About the only thing that isn't cone-shaped are the tools, which apparently look like guns.
Yes.
Like the shaver they use to shave Akio bald has a gun grip.
Yep. Yeah, it's weird.
It's a weird
Like,
movie.
yeah. Let's see. The Kaijus fight. Gamera gets
Injured in the face.
Yep.
And has to
Retreat
to the lake, which is, kind of spoiled that earlier.
Yeah. Gamera gets better in the lake.
Yeah. And then while the alien ladies are going off to fix a spaceship, Tim tries to use his dart gun to hit the switch to release them, and accidentally ends up releasing Guiron.
Yes, and Guiron's... Apparently, they can't control Guiron when they're not in their...
Yeah.
And so Guiron just starts fucking shit up because he's kind of out of control.
Yeah, the alien ladies managed to get the spaceship working again and tried to take off, and then Guiron chops it in half.
Yep.
Causing the two to crash.
And
apparently, one of the chairs, which just kind of lightly falls over onto one of the alien ladies, is apparently enough to paralyze her. Or I guess.
I think she breaks her leg. I don't know.
It's implied that she got stuck or paralyzed because she can't get back up, and so the other alien lady, who's not pinned down by a very light chair that just rolls off of the person it's supposed to be pinning. Them under.
Just shoots them with a laser, and apparently aliens just disappear. So maybe they're eating the aliens, or maybe they're just slightly disintegrating.
I don't know. So now we only have one alien lady left. Guiron then attacks the building, which ultimately frees Akio and Tim, but also causes quite a bit of devastation inside.
And I just think it's kind of funny how weak these aliens are, and the kids had a building technically fall on them, and they just come out without a scratch.
You're not wrong.
Then Gamera joins the fight again for another round, and pretty much wins this round.
Yep. We get some good action. Gamera gets a shuriken stuck in his legs, which Tim, who's watching the whole thing, claims he's doing the go-go, and Akio's like, what? No, God.
He's in pain.
What? You're an asshole. He's in pain. What the hell, Tim?
Americans.
At some point, the other alien lady gets killed.
Yeah, by, I
think falling debris or something.
Yeah.
She just kind of falls over and then disappears. But Gamera manages to get the shurikens out of his limbs.
Yep, and
fights back against Guiron.
He ends up throwing a missile into where.
Yeah, Akio and Tim try to fire a missile at Guiron, and it doesn't quite work. They fired two missiles. One goes off somewhere, and the other one, Gamera catches it, and then
just throws it like a spear right into the little hole thing where the shurikens.
Which causes Guiron to blow up and
in half. The body goes in half.
The body goes in half, not the portion.
Not the blade portion of his snout.
Which is where, the explosion happened. No, apparently it just cut his torso in two. And then Guiron dies.
Yep. And then Gamera apparently can fix spaceships, so...
Because he just kind of welds the two halves of the split in half spaceship together, and then apparently that's good enough for Tim and Akio to climb in, and then Gamera flies them off back to Earth.
Well, back on Earth, the sister finally gets... Well, aliens... Scientists! Well, they can be alien too, you never know. The scientists finally show up and start believing the little sister, and the mother is still kind of, not at this point, 100% believing her, but she's slowly, starting to.
And then the little sister also claims that Gamera's going to bring the two brothers back after spotting them through a telescope.
Mm-hmm.
And Gamera does.
So pretty much the police officer just starts to believe her just because he knows she wouldn't lie. He knows the boys would lie, but not her.
Where was that confidence back when everybody, including himself, were believing that she was lying?
I don't know. And the spaceship comes back.
Gamera and Akio are safe.
Yeah.
And they claim that in order to avoid the same problem that Terra had, they have to do stuff to prevent, like, hate, discrimination, and traffic accidents. It's like,
How the hell can you stop traffic accidents? They just happen. They just happen.
like the way he says it. Like, he specifically says traffic accident, as though that's a preventable thing. It's like, it's called an accident for a reason.
Yeah, it's not like people are rear-ending each other for
On purpose.
Yes. Or T-boning each other on purpose. It's like
and then the movie ends.
Yep. I'm not the biggest fan of this movie.
No, me neither.
It's Guiron and Gamera have to be probably the best things.
Oh
about
yeah,
this.
they're the best parts of the movie, and I can even forgive some of the stuff that happens on the alien planet for as dumb as it can be.
Yeah.
But then you have the parents, and that just absolutely destroys my suspension of disbelief.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if nobody is going to believe in aliens, despite the fact that the previous movie had literal aliens in it that were so dangerous that even the UN got involved.
Yep. It's I have to say it's an okay movie, but it's not one of my favorite Gamera movies.
I can't even really hang my head in disappointment because of my neck and chest pain. It's literally preventing me from do that without hurting.
Performance and pain, folks.
And this movie isn't helping.
Oh yeah, it's bad. It's a bad.
It's got some good parts, which at the very least help to make it somewhat enjoyable.
Yeah.
But the bad parts just absolutely kill it for me.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you in the next movie we have a bunch of next Gamera movie we do has a bunch of little kids that are gonna be kind of dumb. Wait, let me actually think here. Maybe
there's one thing about the next movie that has prevented me from actively watching that movie repeatedly. And
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
But we'll discuss that when we get to that movie.
That'll probably be next year.
Who knows?
And yeah, it's not that good.
No.
Now, like you said, there are good parts in this movie, but...
And I absolutely love Guiron's design.
Yes,
I think it's one of the best designs of the Gamera series. Just total.
Yep. Compared to some of the other, like... Gauss is okay. It's, like, his first couple designs are alright.
He's practically the Ghidorah of the Gamera franchise.
Yes.
So.
Like, Barugan is... I like the movie. It's just kind of the design of it.
The design is fairly generic.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Virus, squid monster, I mean, you don't get money of that.
Yep. Well, then we got...
The next two...
We got Jigger and...
I think it's Jiger.
Jiger. Yeah, it's all
Jiger and Zigra.
Mm-hmm.
Those are okay, but...
Then we get whatever the hell the thing was, the dinosaur-looking thing in...
Brave.
Yeah, Brave.
And then the Legion.
Yep.
Nyrus. Those are some good... Those are some fantastic designs.
Exactly, and I like how actually... And they actually start Iris out as...
Well, we'll get to that when we talk about that, but... In terms of the Showa era, at the very least, Guiron is tops in terms of designs. Very, very creative design. Mm-hmm. Very creatively implemented in the movie.
He actually uses the blade a decent amount of times. Like he butchered Space Gauss.
I just wish that the other parts of the movie were as good as the Guiron design was.
Yeah, but you can't have everything.
Yeah.
Okay, Lucas looks like he's throbbing in pain, so we're gonna bring this. We're gonna give this episode of Son of Kaiju Review to an end. So have a good one, guys.
See ya.
Wah, wah.